¿Qué pasa, familia de dinero? I'm your host, Champion El Dinero, a truck driver on a detour towards wealth, and I hope that you join me on this journey. And if you're a subscriber and already a part of the Familia de Dinero, thank you so much for clicking back in and checking out this video. We're going to be talking about Faraday, and if you're a new viewer, I hope that you guys just settle down, buckle up, and enjoy the deep dive into Faraday and what has been going on. My daughter has something for everybody.
Thank you for watching, and subscribe our video and like.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not also a crystal ball. I just do as much as I can when it comes down to my predictions and whatnot. But Faraday has been getting busy, and so one thing that I'll go ahead and give you guys is a big investor. If you have no idea, you haven't seen the background information, one big investor decided to delve 10% into the company. Now, I said that Faraday should be working with YouTubers on the newer models. Of course, this should have already happened a year ago. A lot of the moves that they're concurrently doing, it should have happened a year, 6 months ago. I've already said this in a prior video, but they're going to have to play severe catch up in order to keep the price below. I think that Faraday is just going to have to do another reverse split, because unless they get some kind of rally, a huge rally, which concurrently I haven't seen huge momentum. I've seen some things that should have perpetuated this stock up into the air, but unfortunately it has just not. But before we dive into my predictions, the news and whatnot, let's do the shout outs that is definitely deserved. Hey, anybody that commented last video, thank you so much. That was very abrupt applauding that ended. Rusty Shackford, thank you so much. Look forward to your videos every day. How about MLGO run today? Insane. I mean, we went 40% today. This is not a micro algo video, so we're not talking about that stock. No, I'm just kidding. You said this was definitely a possibility. Keep up the good work, brother, and God bless you. No, God bless you and your channel. Thank you so much. We have Yota, shout out to you as well. All your little girl's adorable. She definitely is and keeps me busy. All right, we also have Ian Chis, I think. Good to see you, sir. No, good to see you. And so those are going to be all the comments from last video. If you want to participate and get a shout out, make sure to do that. Also, the Discord, the link is updated and it's also available for free. There's no price up until January 1st. So if you don't get into it and you're not getting the value, we're talking about multiple different kind of moves that happen throughout the day. Other than Faraday, APDN, which is, oh my gosh, I'm going to be talking about that. But we have OAAF who joined the Discord, and Money Glocks. Shout out to you both. And I waved at Money Glocks, and you know, we're going to be diving into it. And I got a little bit of a last shout out. I know. But I used this individual in my last video. And we were talking about micro algo. Shout out to El Pedro del Paso. Sorry, I don't know why I read that. But anybody that's dealing with the Hurricane Milton, I've seen the results of what's going on, and it's a really bad situation. I really hate it for the individuals that have to go through that, and it's just sad. And then you also have Sweeney up here. I think this has to do with Sydney Sweeney. She cannot stay out of the news. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do Faraday Future announces acceptance of 10% share donation of global IP commercialized company growth founder Fander from YT Jai. Hopefully I said that correctly. We'll read this first line and then we'll keep it pushing. We have Los Angeles, Faraday Future Intelligent Electric Inc., NASDAQ FFIE, a California-based global shared intelligent electric mobility ecosystem company, today announces its acceptance and express appreciation for Grow Fander's 10% share, which was originally held by YT Jai, founder and chief product user ecosystem officer of FF. So here's my thing. You know what? Let me go ahead and save my prediction and my concerns. So we also have this coming out. Palantir stock hits new highs. The company has acquired some EV shares, and guess who they acquired? The most likely reason is benign, but it still appears to move shares of Faraday. It's still buying shares of Faraday. The stock closed up 5.2 at $2.45. I'm just gonna say this. I don't care. $2.45. It's so bad. On Wednesday, while the S&P 500 was about, it was down, added 0.7 and 1% respectively. Palantir stock gained 4%, closing at $43.13, which I do have Palantir for anybody that doesn't know. You probably didn't know. And today is going to be Thursday, about to be Friday, but it closed up at $2.75 throughout the day. It was actually at its highest at $2.88, and then it finished at $2.75. Again, the company is not something where I think I do believe another reverse stock split's going to happen, and then they have to drop substantial amount of earnings, which they showed that they have a lot of manufacturing, I believe, but it's just not moving the needle. So here's where we get face to face. We talk about a few things. So the last time that I talked about Faraday was kind of the things that concern me and certain moves that Faraday would need to do. When it comes down to cars and upscale, which Faraday started off with, they would have reached, let's just say, iShow speed. They would have to reach, like, for example, a great time would have been probably Aiden Ross in giving a luxury vehicle to, like, Trump when they did that stock. I'm not trying to get political. I'm just stating facts. It would have been a beneficial time to do even that. But unfortunately, the company, number one, something that I don't. Let me go ahead and tell you guys all my cons, and then I'll move on to the pros, right? Number one, I don't like the fact that they cut a lot of jobs. They cut a lot of jobs in their company, and yet the big bosses are getting a big pay cut. As an investor, not a substantial one, but potentially a huge one in the future, determining all my financial moves, I don't like that. It shows that, number one, you're willing to pocket your own little paddings, but we're not seeing results. Your stock is not really showing impressive. Your earnings are not impressive. Your vehicle manufacturing is not all that impressive concurrently. I hate to roast it. I hold this stock, and I don't like that. Okay. Number three is I would say, let's not count because I lost count already. I get distracted easily in my mind, and I have to construct a lot of things on the fly. But so that's something that I don't like, is that they're pocketing that and they got rid of jobs. Okay. But on top of that, they are manufacturing vehicles at a lower cost rate too late in the game. Too late in the game. You have other EV companies, and I'm willing to acknowledge it, that they're ahead of you. I mean, for instance, you have Lucid, you have, what's the other company that I have? You have Lucid, you have other companies, not Mullen, but you have other instances, Rivian, there we go, I was trying to think of it, that are already kind of having a greater presence and greater connection. Of course, Faraday did go look out for Chinese manufacturers to cut the costs and create lower cost EV vehicles. But now you're even facing off with Tesla, who is coming out with such things at a fast rate that you're going to be playing catch up. Your best bet would have actually been bought out by a big company for your your property, your intelligent vehicles. So there wasn't any kind of news with what's it called, Tesla and Faraday. Okay, so enough about kind of doing that. Kind of beating down Faraday. Let's talk about the pros. They have the technology in the vehicles, right? Streamlining this technology in a more affordable EV vehicle. Potentially, they can have a longer lasting battery. That's the main concern. People are more so about cutting costs rather than having the most upscale vehicle, even though you might be in certain circles where they're like, oh, I got to have a Range Rover, a Land Rover, or whatever it is. More so, the great majority of people that's going to be buying EV vehicles is looking for, okay, what is the benefit of this versus a gas vehicle? And if they can streamline it, and on top of that, if they can even create an ecosystem where they have better protected charging stations, then Faraday might win in 2025. That's really where I see Faraday moving. But if they don't do these things and they don't start using the money in the correct way instead of padding their pockets, again, I'm not happy about that. I just went on the bad side again, but it's really a lot of bad with Faraday. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. There's a lot of bad when it comes down to Faraday. They would have to dig themselves out of the hole, because this is the thing. They have the news, they have the investors, but the stock price isn't going to be moving. And the reason why it's moving is because we're not seeing anything productive. We don't have anything. You have other stocks that are moving higher in percentage right now, and they have less news than Faraday does. That's a problem. But what I would like is by the end of this year to have a prototype, have some kind of prototype, but I don't think that's going to happen. I might be wrong. So when it comes down to Faraday, to me, you're going to like, I already bought it pre-split. I'm down. Not a whole lot. Not like some people. I'm already down. So I'm just sitting here like, it is what it is, man. At this point, I'm just sitting down here, letting it go for a year or two. It's a big swing trade. So that's my idea when it comes down to Faraday. Usually I'm kind of bullish on a lot of stuff, but when it comes down to Faraday, I'm not too happy. To me, I would just kind of let it settle, let it get to see where the lowest is, because I can imagine that in the future, Faraday future, I imagine that this price actually goes even further, maybe even back down to where it was, and then you're doing another reverse split. So I just do the reverse split. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, and then just buy the dip and then let it rip. That's what happened, and it always rinse and repeat the process. So if you just do that process, I mean, you're in a better position than myself and a lot of people that were in it 2 splits ago. So that's the reality of it. You know, you have individuals on this platform that talk about Faraday, and I agree with them. I definitely do agree. We're seeing their cards. They're being transparent, but unfortunately the transparency isn't giving investors an incentive to invest. Okay, so that's just my position on that. If you guys don't agree with me on that, I understand. You know, you're a big supporter of Faraday. I am too. And that's why I'm real about it. I can talk about a few things positive, but overall, we just have to see productivity moving in the right way. Oh, the one that I wanted to talk about was Polestar. Polestar is, to me, definitely undervalued, severely undervalued. I think that Polestar is they're creating a mountain electric bike, right? They're getting new vehicles, they're moving in the right way. I really am more so bullish on a low of Polestar than I would Faraday. I mean, they're just now creating a economic vehicle that is now gonna, like, in next year going to hit the market, hopefully. And they were supposed to buy back shares. We haven't got that yet. Now we have time. But for how long? Because the market is being propped up for the next probably like month till election, and then it'll collapse, and then it'll pick up next year probably. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you guys don't think I'm correct, let me know down in the comments below. If you think I'm correct, let me know down in the comments below.